Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mystical Monday Musings. It's
Mm.
good. My name is Elias Patras. I am an intuitive motivator, and I am on the Pacific Northwest coast, and I am so honored, truly honored to be co-facilitating with my lovely co-host, Laura Wooster. And Laura is from dun, 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 dun. Tell them, Laura.
New England. I'm in New England. Hello, everybody.
It's just crazy because I really I mentioned this time. I'm like, darn it, if we only thought coast to coast, if we
Yeah,
only snatched that
I know.
before what's his name did.
Well, they had that a long time before we.
I know. Maybe I'll write a letter. Do you mind changing it? We'd like to borrow it. So anyway,
Right?
welcome in everybody. Thank you for being here. We are here every Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. And please do us a favor. Please follow us on our YouTube channels, also on all of our social media. And that really helps us out. So like and subscribe. And we're going to say good morning to everybody. Good morning, Michelle. Catherine, hello. Thank you for being here. Jean, hello. Isabel, hello. Good morning from Emmett, Idaho. Emmett, Idaho. You've got two Idahos in a row. Idaho, Idaho. Monday from Idaho. Thank you, Rhonda. Beth Rogers, good morning. We'll be seeing you soon. And Michael Myers, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, and good morning, wherever you're at. So good afternoon. Thanks for being here, everybody. How are you doing today, Laura?
Good, good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Clearly, that chai tea has kicked in, and I'm ready to go. I'm like, woo, let's go. Yeah, scary. It's a little scary.
Sorry.
No, it's
That's my
okay. It's
pup.
all good. All good.
Come say
Um,
hi.
oh, so cute. How's she doing?
She's doing great.
Good.
She's doing fabulous, but she knows that she's like a 2-year-old. When you have a 2-year-old and you're on the phone, they will interrupt you. So this is exactly what I've got. She's basically almost a 2-year-old. So this is what happens. Humans and dogs do this.
Is she a German Shepherd mix?
She is. She's half German Shepherd, half Border Collie.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
That's a
Really cute.
great mix. That's a great.
Yeah. She's wicked smart. Super, super smart, but just a really good dog. Yeah, she's awesome.
All my growing up, we had German Shepherd. Just so you all know, we had German Shepherd Collie mix. That was my parents' dog. So he was 14 when they adopted me. That dog lived up to 21.
Wow, that's really good
Yeah,
for a dog.
crazy, crazy.
All the Greek food.
My mom used to give a raw egg in the dog food, and then scraps, like nothing, like all the good scraps, not like here's a Dorito chip. It was all the good food, right? And then we had a German Shepherd Golden Retriever, and then we had a German Shepherd Lab, and then I crossed over from that to Lab mixes. So obviously Harry's a Lab Plot Hound. So they're just smart dogs, those German Shepherds. Super smart.
Very
Super.
smart. Yeah.
Now that we all know our dogs. So good morning, everybody. I am going to be using, once again, Denise Lynn's Soul Coaching Oracle cards. I just love the pictures here. And this is a deck that she redid. And she did an amazing job. Her artist, whoever it is, did an amazing job. So, and Laura, what are you using today?
Today I have Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors.
Nice. That's a good deck too. That's a good deck too. We're going to talk about the retreat in a little bit, but someone gave me a bag full, and I mean a bag full of cards that I'm going to, a bag full of cards, of Oracle cards that I'm going to pass out during the retreat. I mean, look at this.
Oh, wow. Great.
I mean, she's like, I don't use them. I bought them and I don't use them. And she goes to me, I give them to you. I'm like, yeah, please give them to
Oh,
him. And
that's wonderful.
how many of you have Oracle cards? How many do you use them?
Yeah. Oh, we're talking everybody who's on here. Yeah.
Everybody
Curious.
who's on here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just curious.
Mhm.
So as Laura and I were talking, I was shuffling and 3 cards fell out. And I think this is, with all that's going on in our world, I think this is really important to tell a story from these 3. First, we have focus. And then we have the card gratitude. And then we have the card freedom. What an interesting, amazing message. Focus on gratitude to get freedom is how I took it.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I just think that, when we set our focus on what we want to transform, we also have to give gratitude for the things that we do have in our life, which will then allow us to be free and step into where we want to go.
Mhm.
So that's what I have. What do you got today?
Good. Um, okay, so I've got Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect. So when this card comes, I love this card. I love this graphic. It's beautiful. When this card comes up, it's a reminder to reflect upon your own personal values, like what is most important to you, and to focus on those things. And it oftentimes it indicates, some of your own personal values are not being reflected in the world around you. So this is when we come back to what's our core belief, what's our core, like what do we really know for sure is true for us, what your values are, what you want not only for you but your loved ones, and to focus on that and hold that vision. All right, so that's what's coming up.
I like that. It's a beautiful card. Truly, truly.
Yeah.
So what's on your minds, everybody? Good morning, Kels. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, ICP chemists. Good morning, everybody. What's on your mind? What question do you have? And let's do something interesting. We haven't done this. What do
Okay.
you need to know this week?
Mhm.
Where are you now? Because we always talk about what's going to happen in the future, or what do I need to do? But what is it that you need for this week? Ask a question about this week, because the beauty of oracle cards being very general, you can see how I feel, you can see how it is for today, and how that's going to shift as you get to know more and more about you. And if you guys, many of you are saying you're using the cards, do you pick them on a daily basis? Do you ask, what do I need to learn today? Because I think it's really important, especially, we're trying not to get political, especially how the world is. How can we move through situations today? So
All right, so we'll look at that. Okay.
how can I slow my dad's dementia?
Some health things coming up here. Okay. I don't know. I mean, obviously, we don't have that kind of insight. We're not, we don't have medical background. Yeah, and the best way we probably, we can reframe this is how can you best support your father?
Right.
That's what we can share. I don't know how we can share information about how to slow dementia, because that's not within our wheelhouse. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Oh, very interesting. Okay. So what I have coming up here is, first of all, I pulled 3 cards. And one is that the intuition card comes up. And what that indicates, sometimes it came up reversed, which I don't normally do reversals, but it did come up reversed, which is kind of unusual for me. So sometimes when that comes up, it indicates that there might be so much unsettledness going on around. It could be like you could be in sort of panic mode about how to best support your dad, that sometimes we're not paying attention to our own gut feelings about things, our own sense of what is needed. Pardon, apologize for my dog.
Barking on the truth or yelping on the truth. Yes.
So it's just a reminder to trust your own feelings on what you think your dad needs. I know you said you need to help him. I saw the comment. I need to help him. Yeah. And so to trust what that sense of what you need to do for him to help support him. I'm not sure we can give you advice on like how to alleviate the signs of this, but to also trust if you need to reach for more help, if you need to reach for some support around that, if your gut is telling you that, definitely do that. Okay, because that's what coming up here. And the thing that follows up too, when this card comes up, it often means that by doing that, by reaching out, it'll help to ease your mind, but also you'll be finding some services for your dad in some way, shape, or form, or some way to help support you through this. I keep getting a sense of needing to maybe connect with a social worker or someone. A lot of times, especially if your dad's in some kind of a supportive environment, if I'm assuming you're working with a doctor or he's already under care in some way, a lot of times they do offer support with social workers. And I think you need that support as a caregiver. So that's what I'm seeing more for you is support for you at this point. And then you'll be able to kind of get your head above water in order to ask the right questions to support your dad. All right. What do you have, Elias?
So this is a beautiful card too. This is an elephant card and it talks about power. But remember that elephants are also very smart. So knowledge is power. So gathering all the knowledge that you can for you and your dad. And again, Laura and I are not medical people. We can just offer our personal opinion or what we have learned in our journey. So this is what I'm going to tell you. I have learned that I don't store anything, or let me say it this way. I don't microwave anything plastic. If it's in a plastic container, I put it in a glass container. I try not to, let me say, I attempt to not cook anything aluminum. So aluminum and see, barking on the truth. Aluminum and plastic will break down. They had a conference once with a bunch of scientists. And they all asked for tea, and they offered them in the styrofoam cup, and they all refused it in the styrofoam cup because it breaks down the styrofoam. The chemicals in the styrofoam break down when hot water hits it. So they did not drink out of the styrofoam cups. And a friend of mine who has MS, she told me, she said her doctor said, don't microwave anything in plastic. So it affects the brain in some way. So I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but I'm just sharing that piece. That's what I really feel strong, that knowledge is power. So I hope that helps, and all the best to you and your dad. I've had older parents and I understand that it is challenging. It's very challenging. So thanks for being here, and prayers to him and to you. Sharon says, I've been having pneumonia and lung issues since Thanksgiving. I'm doing everything I can physically. Am I missing anything?
You're not alone. There's a lot of people who are dealing with respiratory situations.
And remember, guys, lungs are all about holding on to grief. And grief doesn't mean it can, obviously, personal grief, but environmental grief, the state of the world grief, all you empaths, we're feeling it. So go ahead, Laura. Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm just agreeing with you. I'm totally agreeing with you. That, yeah, it's it is a lot that we've had to recognize over the last several years, and especially during the pandemic and everything. The overall thing here that I know I'm coming to grips with is not that everything's transitory. Of course we know that, right? Life moves on, things change, life is transitory. Things are always changing. However, I don't think we've had it in our face this much, especially in the last, especially now, but also during the pandemic, how fragile our lives can be as far as community and connection and all these things. But now it's like really in our face. And so a lot of us, in a sense, I mean, in different ways, we're grieving that sense of trust of things are going to be like they always are going to be. And also a sense of losing, or not, I don't want to say losing, preparing to let go of how things used to be or how they've always been. So we're going into, I was talking with a friend the other day. We went out to lunch, and she said, things are changing. We're not going back to where we were before. And it's not going to, we can't reclaim that. And I totally agree. And there's many different things, and some of that's good and some of that's not so good. So I think a lot of us, depending on where we are, what our own personal views are of things, and I'm not picking sides here, I'm just being really clear with that. But there's a sense of grief of some way, wherever you may stand in your beliefs. We're all grieving something. So it's a way of life, actually, that I think a lot of us, and a recognition of how fragile those connections with each other are. So anyhow, so what I would probably consider, especially if obviously you're already dealing with the physical part of it, but to focus on processing emotions that you might be feeling, maybe journaling a little bit about, okay, what are the underlying emotions that are kind of in your awareness, what has been in your awareness, and even if they don't make sense logically, to get that down on paper and to try to process that as much as possible. That can help you energetically support your lung health. Elias, do you have anything to add to that?
Oh, yeah. So, and it's funny, this card that I pulled is surrender. And I want you to look at, Sharon, look at the deer here. The deer represents gentleness. Are you surrendering to you being gentle with yourself? Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be right, but really to bring in this sense of gentleness to yourself. I think that's really important. And the other card is faith. So fascinating.
And there he goes again.
Working on the truth.
The truth.
And welcome. And Catherine Kelly is in the medical field. She says that they say one of the most helpful sources to brain health can be controlling blood pressure if that's an issue. Pomegranate juice can be helpful. Stay active, Tai Chi, playing cards, healthy diet. And there you go. Awesome. She meant talking. Okay. You're welcome. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. I think we had another one. I am going to, Sylvie says, when would a good time to quit my job to do my business full time?
Okay. Good question. All right. I'm just going to go by personal. I know you can't go out right now, sweetheart.
But she wants to.
She sees her friend. Anyways, so when it comes, okay, putting your job and doing business full time, I will say, let her. I'll be right back.
So while Laura's doing that, I'm just going to tell you, look at this card, leadership. Fascinating. So a leader tends to see the light when the storm is all around. You, Sylvie, are a beacon of light. Lean into your business, your passion, but something just tells me that it's just to sock up a little bit more money. I don't know why. I'm just like, oh, okay, good. Because I'm hearing like a cash register noise in my head. It's like a cha-ching. It's like, okay, just save a little bit more money and then do it. Or you can do a little bit of balance of both. Do a little bit like, one day a week on something. So, it's up to you. Up to you. Laura, what do you got?
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's like just kind of continue to sort of have a foot in both worlds for now. And there'll be a tipping point that you'll just know. It's hard to describe what that feeling is like, because I had a similar awareness of something like that, not, in a situation I was in. Where you just like the unsurety of like, what's the next step, and knowing that the change was coming, but not sure when to make the change. It's like, it seems to come up out of nowhere, and you just know it's time to make the leap. And my feeling here is that you're obviously not there yet. You wouldn't be asking the question if you did. But if we're looking at time frame here, my sense here, we're probably looking at good part of the year, at least. That I'm kind of see you having a foot in both worlds. And doesn't mean that you can't put more effort in one over the other, though. So to kind of get the, your business full time, it gets a point where you can't do both, and you absolutely haven't. You might have issues doing both of them at the same time. Then you just kind of know it's time to move along with that. So I hope that helps. All right.
Michelle wants to know, how can I better deal with a difficult coworker that is very hot and cold? Thank you. I just have to, Michelle. I'm so sorry. It's like I can hear my dad's voice in the background and he's giggling. So I just have to say, well, if they're very hot and cold, get an air conditioner when they're hot. And when they're cold, get a heater. And just alternate. Go, this is for you. I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I don't. I'm going to blame it on the chai tea. I'm just going to blame it on the chai tea. All right. Go ahead, Laura.
Okay. Let me just kind of tune into this a little bit more. First of all, kind of coming back to the card that I pulled initially about knowing what your core values are and who you are, so that you're not relying upon other people's reaction to you for your own self-worth. So just remember that. Okay. Hey, stop it. Anyways, so then also when it comes to people like that, especially if somebody you have to deal with on a daily basis, I don't know why I keep hearing this, but try not to overshare with them anything about your personal life. Like keep it, or just anything in general. Kind of keep it more general. Keep it neutral. Okay, when you're communicating with them, I feel like that's really important. I don't know why, but that for your specific scenario, I feel like that's something to focus on. Okay, and just recognizing it's not about you. So
I would agree. I would agree 100%. I shuffled the deck and I got this card and I'm like, well, we just had the card. And then I shuffled it again. And I'm like, oh, here's the card again. And then the third time. So kind of what Laura's saying, Michelle, is just, you got to really be neutral and go with the flow. And what I'm hearing in my ear is stand your ground without being, not being snotty. It's not about being snotty. It's just doing the best to not let that person's attitude change your pleasantry, your sweetness. So Michelle is laughing and she's like, plus she's a know-it-all.
Yeah.
You know all of it. You laugh.
I was picking up on that.
Yeah.
I was like, just kind of remain a little bit neutral and try not to overshare with them. Don't give her any ammunition.
That or give her a subscription to Encyclopedia Britannica. Since you're know-it-all, here's more have more knowing. Let's see. Sylvie says exactly what I thought. Yes, I'm doing both right now. You guys are amazing. Thanks. You're welcome.
Good, great. Good luck with that, Sylvie. Yeah, you'll know. It.
Yeah.
It's good.
She's and Michelle says she's very nosy.
Yeah, don't overshare. Try to keep it neutral. Yeah.
No.
Oh
Good
my gosh.
morning, happy Monday, Karen. Thanks for being here. All right. Anyone else who has any other question for the week? Questions for the week. for this week. And Laura, when someone buys like an oracle deck, how do you pick yours? Like, are you just drawn to it, or you're drawn to the person, or you're drawn to the the picture? You know, how do you?
It's evolved over years. What's drawn me to, pick a card deck. It used to be like just, maybe I enjoyed, listening to them on a podcast or something. It's like, oh, I'll just pick up their deck. Now I'm more drawn to the imagery and the feeling of it behind the intention. You can feel the intention behind cards when you hold them and you look at the imagery. That's why I love Kyle Gray's decks. I just something about it. It just feels very intentional, much like Denise Lynn's. There's
Yeah.
just an incredibly attention to detail and serenity in some way. It's the best way I can describe it. So that's what I look at.
Yeah, and it's for me, it was like a progression. Like I loved this. I thought that I loved the words like sacred destiny, and I loved this picture, and I liked the colors. And then when you look at the back, I liked all of that. And I used this for so long, for so long. Not that I don't use them. And then a friend of mine's like, "Oh no, Elias, you've got to get the sacred forest. It's really good. It's a sacred forest." I'm like, "But I'm so into this. No, 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 get the sacred forest." I'm like, fine. And then I used these and I loved them. And I was like, oh my God, and especially that one, Dolores going to get crazy about that. But the patience card, that comes up a lot. And I'm like, yes, oh my God. This is so good. And then Denise is like, oh, this deck is coming. I gotta have that. I gotta have the time travelers. And these are very fascinating. I mean, look at that one. That is just the imagery, like you said, is so important. And then of course, when she's like, I'm renewing and redoing these cards, I'm like, well, I gotta have those too. But I have to tell you, I do use these as well.
I do like those as well. Yeah, that's another one of my favorites. Yeah.
And John has some really interesting imagery as well. Oh no, not the down sign.
What's that? How did that show up there?
Thank you. I'll do two. 2 thumbs up, John Holland. Woo! There you go. Okay.
These things are crazy, these apps. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I have no idea. But I think, like you said, it evolves, and that's important. Christina says, is there anything else I need to do besides putting my faith in God and the universe for my correct path?
Okay.
I don't know why I'm being punchy today. I don't know why. It's how I am usually anyway. But what I'm hearing in my head, I don't know who's talking to me, but this one would not be my dad. But what I'm hearing is there anything you can do for your correct path? Yes. You can put your right hand in, put your right hand out. So sorry, Christina. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Laura.
We think the same way. It's so funny, just to get off track a little bit. So there was a golf tournament on TV yesterday. I wasn't watching, but I was listening, right? So there was somebody got a ball in the sand trap. And so the announcer saying he's got 1 foot in, he's got 1 foot out. And of course I'm thinking exactly what he
See? It's crazy.
I almost started singing that song. I'm like, oh, that won't go over well. Anyway. Anyway, so okay, so we don't need to. Hey, we don't need your input right now.
I think you need to put the cards down, have her paw touch one, and see which.
All right, let's go back to the question. What was that question again? Besides putting my faith in God and universe for my correct path. Yeah. It's wonderful to have that sense of faith and trust in that the universe is going to guide you exactly where you need to be. But also, is there something that when you sit in meditation, when you sit in whatever it is, meditation, prayer, setting intentions, is there some little action that keeps coming up that keep trying to get your attention to do? And it could be like the smallest thing. It could be sending a postcard to a friend. It could be taking a walk, or something even bigger, whatever that may be. Is there some little thing that doesn't seem related at all to your path that just kind of keeps coming up in your intuition, in your own sense of knowing here, and to act on those things? Because here's the one thing that a lot of times people might not understand, especially when you're starting to really understand your intuition and how it works, is that sometimes the most seemingly unrelated nudges to do is our intuition telling us or trying to get us to the path that we're supposed to be on, even if it seems completely unrelated. So keep that in mind. Sometimes, again, it feels like it's maybe going against where you feel like you want to go, but then your intuition is telling you, oh, talk to this person or reach out to this or go do this. And like, why should I be doing this when logically I should be doing that? But our intuition is amazing. It knows, it can pick up on things we can't logically figure out, and it'll tell us what we need to do next. So I'm curious, and you don't have to put that in, Christina. I'm curious if there's something you're being nudged to do and you just can't kind of keep pushing it away because you're saying, no, that doesn't make sense. So I'm curious. Yeah, so we'll see. What do you have, Elias?
It's kind of like the same thing that Laura was saying. It's, something is going to break through, but to keep on, it's almost like I want to tell you to have an affirmation like, I am so grateful for the gentle breakthroughs that help me on this new path, that help me in this new beginning. Thank you for getting rid of those pieces that no longer serve me so I can be on this path fully for my highest good. However that works for you. That's just, something that comes up. And speaking of coming up, Callie says, clearly your pup has a message for us or needs to be seen.
Yes, she does.
So Laura, do you have anything coming up? Any classes coming up online, or are they mostly on the East Coast?
Yeah, so I have a demonstration of mediumship coming up on Saturday. It's sold out, but I have another one the following weekend here in Massachusetts. Also, I'm getting more classes together to go online through the Journey Within, so that'll be up soon. But I'm really looking forward to the end of the month. That's the one that's the thing I'm really focusing on right now, is getting to spend time with you and everybody on the West Coast. I can't wait.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you guys don't know by now, it's something that I enjoy, and I'm so glad to have Laura join us. And we've got Ginger Perrick and we've got Lisa Nolan Chalowski. We're going to be doing some really cool stuff, guys. I mean, besides the retreat, we're going to do a post event at the retreat. But I'm going to pop this up here so you guys can see it real quick. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. There it is. Okay. Phew. So the Mindset of Love retreat, and we're going to be doing a rhythmic soul sound healing, which is very different. It's drums and rattles, and everybody is a participant. It's great. We're going to talk about the mindset principles and how the pieces of mindset, an acronym for mindset, how that works and how we can start to love ourselves more, love our work, love our purpose, love others. And then we're going to cut the pieces out that no longer serve us. So it's a very full experiential weekend. So it's not just all of us standing on a stage and talking. We're all sitting in a circle and we're all together doing this stuff. So it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of aha moments. So if you're not doing anything at the end of March, come join us. I will have to tell you that the discount that we're getting from the hotel ends this Friday. So if you want to do it, snatch it up now, because otherwise it's double right now. the resort fee and the taxes and the discount all come up to $200. It will be over $400 by the time if you after the 7th. So you want to jump in on that. And that's what we got going on. I'm excited to have Kelly's going to be there. I'm so excited. Thanks, Kelly. Rebecca says we're in Massachusetts. Hi, Rebecca. Good to see you. How is your husband doing? Her husband is waiting for a heart transplant. So if we, Matthew, so if we can go ahead and continue prayers for him, that would be great.
Intentions out to Matthew. My goodness.
Yeah.
So in Massachusetts, Saturday, so I think there might be a wait list, but that's at Circles of Wisdom in Methuen. And then the following weekend on the 16th, I will be in Dunstable. So, okay, let's see.
I've asked all to help me and give me the knowledge or signs to know. My angels have told me there's nothing else I can do but keep faith and wait. What is meant for me will be right. A problem is patience. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of our problems. Oh, thanks, Kelly. Elias retreats are life-changing. Everyone deserves an opportunity to go on a retreat with Elias and Laura. Thank you. That's awesome. Hi, Rebecca. All right, guys. Well, that is our time for today. We are here every Monday for Mystical Monday. Thought I'd get that in there.
You just had to get that in there.
Rebecca says he's doing okay. Thank you for all the prayers.
Right,
you're welcome. Hi, Lisa Randall. And we'll see you at the end of the month too. I'm so all these people, Laura, that follow me and they love you. They're so excited to meet you in person. So
I can't wait to see everybody. It's going to be awesome.
I won't tell you who, but somebody's like, oh my God, Laura Wooster. I'm so excited. I think I might be a little like a fangirl. I'm like,
stop.
It's good.
Oh my gosh.
Our message here is always to follow your heart, always to trust your intuition, and anything that we can help you with here to give you better information or help with your education, we're here for you. And when Laura goes ahead and does her online classes, guys, if you're not on the East Coast, please sign up. Laura's an amazing teacher. So and you are, and you just you do stuff with such great integrity and passion, and I really appreciate that. So anyway, everyone, thank you. Have an amazing week, and remember, you can make a difference in your life and everyone else's. Keep the faith.
And you're not alone. And you're not alone. Just know, always remember, you're never alone. Okay. Hi, Lisa. I'm feeling girly right back. I can't wait to meet you, Lisa.
If you're traveling via air, I might check with your doctor if your MMR needs updated. Okay.
I'm on it. I am on it. Yep.
All right, everybody. Have a beautiful day, and we'll talk soon. Take care. Be well.
Hey, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.